5 items under $30 every single woodworker should own. Let's get into it. Item number 1 is going to be this Amana carbide tipped 82-degree adjustable countersink. One of the main benefits of using an adjustable carbide tipped countersink is having the ability to create consistent countersinks at different depths depending on which hardware you're using. My personal favorite would be this Amana 55293. Like I said earlier, it's an 82-degree carbide tipped countersink. It's fully adjustable, and as you saw in the earlier video, it has a non-marring Teflon sleeve that will not ruin a finished surface. And this particular unit comes with a 7/64 pilot hole. This unit currently retails on Amazon for $30.11, and yes, I know, 11 cents over budget. However, at $30, you should still own one of these. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Rise and Grind Workshop. I'm Ryan. If you're new here, thanks for joining us. Let's jump into item number 2. And as always, with my videos, if you guys would like to purchase one of the items you see, I will have them linked down below in my Amazon store. And anytime you guys purchase something from my link, I get a small kickback. So if you got any value from this, don't be afraid to use that link. Thanks, guys. Item number 2 is something that I personally just recently learned about, and I can't stop using them. I'm talking about none other than a VIX bit set or a self-centering drill. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at how these work. If you have spent any amount of time in your shop, I guarantee you've needed to install something like one of these hinges. I'm even gonna go out on a limb and guess that you did something like take a pencil, mark your holes, grab a pilot drill, measure the depth you want, wrap a piece of tape around it to mark your depth, found the center, and then screwed down, pulled it out, placed the hinge back in place, drove your screw home, and as soon as you drive the screw home, the hinge wobbles on you, and then the 3 other holes remaining don't line up. Let me show you how you fix that. These self-centering drill bits typically feature a 1/4-inch hex head, an Allen bolt set screw, internal spring, and various size pilot drills. And up close, you will notice a nice chamfered edge, and that internal spring allows this collar to slide back and forth. Here's how it works. Once you're satisfied with the location of your hinge or hardware, align the VIX bit inside the hole. Now remember that chamfered edge I was talking about? That is going to automatically self-center the pilot drill. Simply pilot drill and remove. Repeat the process 3 more times. And that right there is how you use a VIX bit. Like most high quality drill bits, you can purchase these individually or you can purchase them in a group of 3. I do have a link in my Amazon store showing the 3 that I personally use, and they're currently on sale right now for $22.99. And real quick, guys, if you've gained any value from this video and you like this type of content, do me a solid and help support the channel by hitting that like button. Makes a huge difference. Let's jump back into it. Item number 3 is manufactured by a company that is a mainstay in the woodworking universe, and some people love them and hate them. I'm talking about none other than Kreg, and this is one of my favorite tools. This is their multi-measuring tool device. Let me show you how this bad boy works. If you're not familiar with the Kreg Multi-Mark, let me show you some features packed in this tiny little tool. First up, you can measure in imperial or metric. The backside of the plastic body has this channel that allows the ruler to slide up and down. Once you get your desired marking, simply take the threaded brass knurled knob and tighten that in place. I personally make a lot of signage in my shop, and this allows me to mark my brackets consistently every single time on the back side of the sign. Next up, simply loosen that knob, remove the ruler, come up here to the top. You can now make yourself a miniature T-square. Or you've got yourself a nice 90. But wait, there's more. Now simply turn over the plastic body and you're gonna notice a notch on the side. That's gonna allow your ruler to slide up inside, and you can make perfect 45-degree marks. And once again, you're gonna use that little brass knurled knob, adjust your ruler accordingly, and tighten that bad boy down. I personally own almost every single Kreg jig they've manufactured, and I personally love their products. I know a lot of people aren't the biggest fans, especially when we talk about pocket holes, but we're not going to dive into that one. But without a doubt, I have no problems recommending you pick up one of these multi-mark tools. It's a tool you often overlook and don't think it's that important. However, I probably use this more than any other tool in my workshop on a daily basis. These currently retail for about 18 bucks on Amazon, and of course I'm gonna have that linked down below. Make sure you pick yourself up one of these. You'll wonder how you got by without having one, trust me. Now, item number 4 was definitely a huge surprise to me. I had no idea how commonly used in the woodworking industry this item was. I'm talking about CA glue, or you probably know it as super glue, but I would highly recommend you pick up a nice premium brand, not the stuff at your big box store, or even worse, the Dollar Tree. My personal favorite would be the Starbond brand, and I buy the thin, medium, and thick. And my secret weapon, they actually sell a black, medium, thick CA glue. This works perfect if you're working with exotic woods like ebony or some of the darker stuff like a walnut. Let me go ahead and get that camera repositioned and I'll show you one of the uses that I use daily. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, I primarily make custom signage in my wood shop and I use 1x6 pine material all the time. And as you know, if you're buying this stuff from the big box store, good luck finding something without having a ton of knots in it. Rather than cutting off the sections that have big knots like this, let me show you how you can utilize the super glue method and still use this piece with that nasty knot. Now, when it comes to filling in a large void or knot like this, I'm gonna opt to use my thick version of CA glue. You're gonna go ahead and give that a healthy squeeze to fill that hole in. Now here's the secret sauce. I obviously have a large gap, void, whatever you want to call it, and I filled it in with the thick CA glue, and that's going to start to settle, and that would take forever to dry. These CA glues can use what's called an accelerator, and this is the Starbond brand. You're simply going to shake your canister, give that a hit or two, and guys, let me tell you, that is a game changer. That CA glue is instantly dry, and we can now sand this smooth. Now, like I mentioned earlier in the video, I primarily make a ton of custom signage here in my workshop, and when using this 1x6 pine, there's a ton of knots. Ever since I started incorporating the Starbond products into my process, I've saved a ton of money and material by being able to fill in those voids, hitting it with some accelerator, and being able to sand that down nice and smooth immediately. One of my favorite things about the Starbond brand is when you buy the thin version, this stuff comes out like water. With each bottle, you're gonna get one of these tiny applicator tips. You've got 6 of them in here, and you've also got a little stopper to prevent that CA glue from drying out. Trust me, that's one of the things that I've always struggled with when using a thin style CA glue. The stuff just wants to squirt out and spread everywhere. But again, the Starbond comes with these amazing applicator tips. And like I mentioned earlier, each bottle retails for about $11. And you know I'm gonna link that down below. So quick question for all my viewers out there. How many of you are utilizing CA glue in your woodworking operation? And also, did you know you could buy something like an accelerator? Like I said, this was new to me and it's been an absolute game changer. So if you're gonna pick up some CA glue, highly recommend you pick up a nice premium brand and pick up that accelerator. And finally on to item number 5. This item is often overlooked in the workshop. I myself personally overlooked how valuable having something like this in my workshop would be. I now use this on the daily. That should be the theme for this video. 5 items under 30 that I use on the daily. All kidding aside, let's take a quick look at what I'm talking about. First up is the classic 3" by 5". It utilizes a hook and loop style sandpaper. You can purchase the Gator brand, which I've been very happy with, or you can find another alternative so long as it has that nice hook and loop on the backside. It feels very comfortable in the hand. It's able to sand down a big surface area fairly quick. It's pretty firm, but it also has the ability to flex and get in some of those difficult contours. Next up, I just recently purchased this one. This is the detail sander, and as you can see, this is the pretty classic triangular shape. I personally have not used this one just yet on a project. However, I've been extremely happy with the other makes and models, so I'm sure I will love this one just as much as these. Now, as much as I love these 2 blocks, they have nothing on my 2 personal favorites, and that's going to be the micro foam sanding block. These utilize a 1" by 3.5" sandpaper, and again, it uses the same hook and loop on the back. I keep anywhere from 80 grit all the way up to 400 grit. I am always using this to knock sharp edges off the wood and any type of finish detailing. Whether you're a new woodworker or you've been woodworking for over 30 years, I think these 5 items that I just talked about will be an incredible addition to your wood shop. Drop a comment below and let me know if you're currently utilizing any of the products I talked about, or if you would like to share some other additional items under $30 that you find invaluable. Drop a comment below and share that with all of us as well. And something to think about, a lot of times when you're purchasing tools for your shop, we get really excited about big, expensive power tools, but if you really want to take your products to that next level, you got to slow down and think about the finishing process. And ever since I incorporated these foam sanders into my products or my woodworking process, I've really elevated the quality from being very good to extremely good. And as always, big thank you to everybody that made it to the end of the video. Now's where I need your help. How many of you are currently utilizing some of those 5 items in your woodworking operation today? And how many of you plan to pick up some of the items I just talked about? Or who's going to be brave enough to drop a comment and recommend another tool under $30 that they think any other woodworker should purchase and utilize in their workshop? Big thank you to everybody that made it to the end of this video. I appreciate all your support, and if you're not subscribed to the channel but you love this type of content, now might be a great time to do that. And I always appreciate comments. I try to answer every single one of them, and the best way you can support this channel for free is just to hit that like button. If you would like to see the type of signage I make, I've got a link to my Etsy store, or if you want to buy any one of these products, I do have an Amazon affiliate link in the description below. Until next time, guys, we'll catch you on the next one.